This is my first nonprofit that I've ever worked for, and it certainly has a different feeling. It certainly feels like you're coming in to work every day to make the world a better place, and that's very special. Hi, my name is Michael Leone. I am Director of Facilities Management here at Monell Chemical Census Center. Facilities management is basically management of the built environment. We ensure the safety of our occupants, we ensure the comfort of our occupants, and when you work at a place like Monell, you also ensure that you're building an environment in which the science and research can be conducted. Facilities work is a family business in my business. My dad did it for as long as I can remember, and I would always tag along with him to his various buildings and projects that he had going on. And so I kind of always knew I wanted to end up there. And so going from HVAC sales, right, I was learning about HVAC systems and everything that they do. And you get to learn each facility program, how it works in higher ed, how it works in elementary school, how it works in life science, hospitals, standard office buildings, manufacturing. So I worked in all those different kind of sites. And I always found myself leaning toward like the manufacturing, the life science stuff, some of the stuff that had a little bit more teeth to it. And then when my wife saw this opportunity at Monell, we started to research what Monell does. And we were really interested. I was really interested in coming here. And after I interviewed and after I did my first walkthrough, I knew that I had to be here. I like to say that we are a nonprofit, independent research organization that focuses on the study of the smell and taste of human beings. And what they often don't understand is that entails studies in obesity, it entails early disease detection, and it entails making life better for those who may have lost their sense of smell and taste and the connection that those two have. At Monell, we have many different programs and different science projects going on. Some require very tight humidity constraints, temperature parameters, and it's our job to make sure that those parameters are consistent so that there's less variables within a study and within a project, and that our PIs and our scientists can rely on a steady, consistent environment to conduct their research. Focusing on smell research means that a lot of our labs work with different odors. And having those contained in all of our labs is very important. If they get out into the building, it could cause issues. Also at Monell, we have many different labs doing separate studies. And there's low concentration of odors that their participants are detecting. And so any contamination from other labs into the space where their participants are could be very detrimental to their project. The specialty needs for a lab are a little bit more generalized. A general lab area can be quite standard, keeping things at a constant room temperature, keeping things at a cleanliness level so that contamination doesn't happen. But when you get into the specialty rooms, like for instance here at Monell, we have an investigator that runs 2 controlled environment rooms. And within those controlled environment rooms, they do exposure studies and different kind of studies that require them to put in different odors into the room, different chemical substances into the room. That needs to be contained in that room. Those rooms are at a constant negative to the rest of the building so that that contamination doesn't leak out. But they also need to quickly purge the room in between studies so that remnants of the previous study or the previous odors are not there for the next participant in the study. This is my first nonprofit that I've ever worked for, and it certainly has a different feeling. It certainly feels like you're coming in to work every day to make the world a better place, and that's very special. Specifically about my work here at Monell, I love being responsible and holding the weight of so many programs and projects here. Each PI here has gone through an extremely long road to get where they are, from undergrad to postgrad, to postdoc, to finally being a PI or running a lab or being a research associate. All the work that's gone into that could be, destroyed by some catastrophic event within a building. And so the weight of that is on me, and that gives what I do some real value. Facilities management in general is very difficult to find a typical day. And then in life sciences, if it's even hard, it's even harder to find a typical day. Because here you have the needs of a regular office environment and the folks that are just uncomfortable in their office, or trash was missed, or something simple like that. But you also have a higher education model where you have students working. And then we also have technicians and postdocs and their shared spaces. It's an interesting dynamic in how that all comes together to create a typical day. That would be a really hard description to give a typical day at Monell. Our goal is to do our work so seamlessly that the scientists never really truly understand what's going on behind the scenes, and they can just come into work and trust that the building will be there for them. I don't think a lot of people understand how much administrative behind the scenes work there is in a science organization. And at Monell, for sure, a lot of that is by design. We want our scientists and our PIs to focus on what they have to do in their lab and what they have to do to get their job done, and not worry about the infrastructure of the building, the infrastructure of the IT system. They just need to know it's there for them when they need it. Well, I'm very lucky. Being in facilities management, you have to know everybody. You get to work with everybody, and it's not difficult or a big undertaking to meet everyone in the building. PIs, technicians, postdocs, other administrative employees. One of the great things about working at Monell is the people that you meet. And you meet people from all walks of life, from different parts of the country, from different parts of the world, from different cultures. And they all kind of blend together here into a really great place to work. I am very proud to work at Monell and to support their mission. I am proud to work for an organization that has remained independent. And I am proud to work for an organization that is committed to being a nonprofit in a world where they're trying to make it a safer place. When you invest in Monell, you're investing not only in Monell's mission, but you're also investing in the development of life science really worldwide.